would say. Like 100% something my husband would say, because he likes to deflect. And you know what the funny thing is? He was the always one that was angry. Anytime we had discussions, he would beat the punching bag over something so trivial. He would have to get up to go punch the punching bag and learn how to walk away when he was angry. Hey, ES, how are you? So I'm like laughing, I'm like looking, I'm like, you're either a girlfriend, which I'm married to him still, so that makes you look bad, and you're like, you were born in the 70s, so you're, close to your 50s, maybe in your 50s, and then you are going ham for him, you're protecting him. I don't care. If my son acted the way that my husband did, I would not protect him. Hell no. I don't enable that behavior ever. And I told my son that, I go, if you ever acted and lied in the ways that, he's lied, I'm not protecting you. You have to figure that out yourself. I'm not protecting anybody doing that stuff. Heck no. I am not an enabler. I'm not going to enable poor behavior. I'm not going to sit there and just, oh yes, okay, all right, yeah, it's always that one person, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And it's funny, like his family that has never really seen him, only once every like 4, 5, 7 years, protects him. I'm like, you don't know what he is like behind closed doors. I was with him for 14 years straight. My family has seen him more than his own family. And my family has said the same thing it says to me, and they were telling me to leave because they saw these things. But did I listen? No, I did not listen. I did not listen. I was stupid because I'm like, no, he can't. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I was giving excuses. I constantly was the one that was telling people like, see, he's a good husband. See, I'm proud of my husband. See, he's a good dad. I'm proud of my husband. Stupid Christina. Well, I've read other women's accounts, and a lot of them are like that. Oh, thank you, Robert. I am trying to. I try not to. I was very upset last night to begin with because I went to the grocery store last night, and I literally had a penny pinch yesterday, and it just triggered me so bad. Like when I kept thinking about, oh yeah, he says he's a good dad. Would a good dad do that to their kids? And then that person came in saying, oh yeah, you were angry your entire marriage. I wasn't angry, but I was. I should have been. I should have been angry. I don't scream. I don't yell. When I get angry, I cry. I cry. Like that's why I cry when I'm getting into little fights with people on here, because I get angry. When I get angry, I cry because I try my hardest not to say things that I will regret. And I've always been that way. Like when my husband was being nasty to me, I refused to say something nasty. And I should have, maybe. Maybe that would have, protected me more. Maybe that would have, given me more strength or something. I don't know. But I try not to stoop like as low as other people have stooped in my life. I try not, I try not to hit below like the belt. Because every time my husband would hit, I would call it his annual bitch fit. He would hit me below the belt. Like he goes, you're such a cry baby. You're such a bitch, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why? Because I'm asking you to be a father. I'm asking you to help me around the house, and you make me do everything by myself. Literally everything. I couldn't even get him to take out the trash for me. I was doing everything while he was going exploring the world with other women and spending money on women. I was doing everything. I never had a break. And still, I'm with kids 24/7. Now they're in school, but I'm like, I would never get a break. He was always going to go have his breaks and going to do this and going to do that. And I'm just like, I would like a break. Maybe I would like to go to the beach or something by myself for the day. Or maybe I would like to go see a movie by myself for the day. Or, just go do something for myself. I never got to do those things. I was always with kids. And I didn't have like much support from family because I was away from family. I was like thousands of miles away from family. So it was tough. It was tough. But and I think I was triggered last night too by this person, because it's like, I have never said anything bad to the kids about their dad. I don't. And that's what upset me so bad, because I never want to be one of those people that is a parental alienator. Because I have always told my husband, I go, it's okay for you to leave me if you are unhappy. I've said this 1,000 times to him because he looked unhappy. So I'm like, it's okay, Jordy, to leave me if you want. And I go, I'm never gonna. I know, because at that time I'm like, oh, maybe he's just staying with me for Marcus. So I told him that I go, I'd never keep him away from you. You're his father. I know you love him very much. So I would always say these things to him. And even to this day, like, even though I don't feel safe with him around the kids, especially right now, because he's making poor decisions because he's extremely ill in the head, I don't. Children need their fathers, but fathers sometimes need to get their crap together. They need to get their crap together, be honest with themselves. Good morning, Dr. Green. They need to be honest with themselves. My husband has a lot of work to do. Do I trust him with the kids right now? Hell no. I don't want my kids exposed to this stuff. I don't. My son was already exposed to the lifestyle when he went into my husband's car and there was women's clothes and lipstick and stuff in his car. I'm trying to protect my kids from that. Exactly, Shan Marie. And for that person to attack me, oh, thank you for the bubbly time, Dr. Green. For people to attack me for that, because I'm trying, I don't know. I've never talked crap about him to them. I even feel bad when I come on here and make a joke about my husband. I feel bad. Usually my face just drops when I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I'm not with him anymore, Joe. I've left. But yeah, so it's like, good morning, Cheeky. I look back and like, I have never once said anything bad to the kids about their dad. He has said bad things about me to the kids, and I didn't even know it. And then I started reading more books and stuff. He was trying to get the kids on his side to further isolate me. Like the things that my son was telling me that dad was saying to him. That's what I'm trying. I flipped out yesterday. And then there was another woman, when I was talking about some stuff that my son has already heard, unfortunately, because he had to be exposed to it because we were in hotels. But they're like, oh, look at how you're talking bad about his father. I'm like, I'm not talking bad. Telling someone to man up is not belittling. It's not talking bad about someone. There comes a point in your life where you need to learn how to man up. You are not being a man when you are putting your selfish desires before your own children. And one day my son is going to be a man. And I want him to know what a real man is supposed to do. TT, I can't talk about it because of an ongoing investigation. But yeah, so I am not going to sit there and talk crap about my husband to my son. He has formulated his own opinions. He's a bright boy. And I get so angry when people think that children cannot have opinions, or that they think that all parents are swaying their opinions so they can listen to it. I'm like, I would never, because I know how important it is to have a dad. I didn't have a dad growing up. Like, my dad was in and out. He was abusive. He cheated on my mom every which way. He would take me out on dates with the girls because he used me as a prop. And that's the only time he ever wanted to see me, was when he had a girl in his life. Why? I don't know. It just makes me angry because I can't fathom. Like, I have a very hard time even talking crap about my husband. Like, I like to make jokes because it's how I try to process it, because it's that or I cry. He did some cruel things to me. And that's what I'm trying to do. But this person, like, yesterday really was, like, fuming me yesterday. And I'm like, why? And I'm like, this person must know my husband, because it sounded like something like my husband would say, because she was like, oh, you were angry your entire marriage. Man, I should, you know what? And I said that in this video. I'm like, I was angry, but was I screaming, yelling, being mean to him, or isolating my own husband? No, I was angry. He made us homeless 3 times. He never helped me out as a partner. I was doing everything alone. I would come home from the hospital after a lupus flare and I'd have to clean the house or cook. I was doing everything by myself. And if people think that's normal, it is not. When you're in a partnership, you are in a marriage, you work together as a team. Oh, thank you, Joe. That's what I want. That's, I even asked my son, without him, knowing why I was asking. I was like, Bud, I go, I asked, how does Daddy make you feel? And he said, upset, because Daddy never wanted to spend time with me. He didn't. He was always on his phone talking to women, calling. And that's another thing I get upset, because I didn't know this. Because my son goes like, Mom, yeah, he was on the phone a lot with girls. I didn't know this. Yeah, I am angry because you expose my kids to that. And that's right, Dabs. Everyone deals with things differently. I know, and it's like, I look back, I was not angry enough. I was taking care of kids by myself while he sat there on the couch, fiddling on his phone, probably because he was talking to other women, or going out on these trips to go see women, to go get, his rocks off. And then I'm here sitting in the house, taking care of the house, taking the doctor's appointments. And then I found out he brought COVID and the flu home both times because he was with someone that was sick. And I'm like, our daughter was severely sick. I almost had to take her to the hospital because she was so sick. Oh, he makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. My son is very intelligent. It scares me. Like, this kid is going to be able to do anything in his life. He is so smart. He's very smart. No, you can ask questions. I love questions. You can ask them. I'm an open book, if you can't tell. There are certain things I can't talk about, though, if it's about, like, the DV and stuff, because there's an ongoing investigation. Exactly, Queen. And that's what the thing people don't understand. Kids are watching you all the time. And I look back and I'm like, wow, I was watching my mom all the time because my mom was doing it all. That's not right. And I became that way, that I do it all. No, it's not our jobs to do it all. When you are married, you do it together. I never really realized that until I look back and I reflect on my mom, because I'm like, Mom, I go, you were doing it all. And in my head, I thought that was normal, and it's not. Oh yeah, their eyes and ears are always open. Like, people are like, oh, look, see, you're talking to their dad to them. No, I'm not. I didn't know they had these opinions until, I really asked them, because you don't typically ask kids what they feel like. Hey, bud, what's wrong? What?
Guess what?
What?
You know how it's 3 more days until Christmas?
Yeah, did you do your Advent calendar?
I'm about to.
You're about to?
Uh-huh. Then it's gonna be tomorrow, the regular day. Then it's Christmas Eve, and then it's Christmas.
I know. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Why don't you get a drink? Because it sounds like you got boogies in your throat. I got those Kool-Aid jammers you like. I know. I gotta try to go get some more of those. I'll try to get more of those today. But yeah, their eyes and ears are always open. Oh, he's so excited. He makes me so happy. He loves like the holidays like I do. Exactly, Joe. We work together. That's what it is. When you're in a partnership, I don't care if it's work, friendship, whatever, you work together to, get the gold. Thank you, Joe, for the heart. My ex is in Georgia. He's stationed in Georgia right now. He's in the military. Julie, devious domestic violence. But yeah, so that's one thing that was one thing that really irked me the last night. Like, I literally cried myself to sleep last night because of it. Because, this person doesn't know who I am as a mother. They don't know who I am as a woman. And it made me so, so angry. I was in the reserves. I was at a combat support hospital a long time ago. I was 17 when I enlisted, so it was a very long time ago. Very long time ago. Can't tell now. I should post pictures. And then you can see my big old Lego head. And oh, don't thank me, Dr. Green. I joined because I wanted to go to med school. I was in my first semester of college. I was taking, classes with like all the labs and stuff from 7:30 in the morning till 9 o'clock every single night. I was doing just fine. I was getting A's and B's. But then I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able, like, I second guessed myself. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to be a doctor. I'm not smart enough. I'm not doing this right. And then I'm like, well, I know that sounds stupid, but this is how my little teenager brain was working at the time. I'm like, okay, let me join the Army. If I can do this, I can do anything. And then I can just put aside my, the negative thoughts I had about my abilities. So I joined because I'm like, okay, if I could do this, I could do med school. I can do it. I can get accepted. I could take the MCATs. I could do everything. I could do it all. And then everything went downhill from there after I did that. Everything went downhill. So, Zoe, thank you for the roses. Everything went downhill from then on. I got into a bad relationship. After I got home, I went, still in college. I got into a bad relationship. I got pregnant and I was on the birth control pill. I got pregnant and I had no idea until I was like 15, almost 16 weeks that I was pregnant. Then, he was not a good man at all. Not a good man. And then I jumped right into another relationship, which was my husband. And he was vastly different than the man I was with. So I'm like, oh, see, he's okay. Everything's going to be okay. My husband did me so dirty. He hurt me much worse than anyone has ever hurt me. I know this is going to be something that I'm going to go through for the rest of my life. And I try to remind people, yes, there are always two sides of a story. And I know what my truth is. And I know God knows the truth. And at the end of the day, when my husband goes and gets judged, things come out. Things come out. That's what I always told my husband. I go, anything that happens in the dark will always come to light. And look at where we are today. And for people to defend him, thinking that this is normal behavior, thinking that he was this fabulous husband, this fabulous father, I tooted up my husband's horn as much as I could. Because at times I'm like, maybe if I do this more, he's going to love me more. Maybe if I just look back and I'm like, oh, stupid girl. Stupid, stupid, stupid. That's all I could say. I was very, because I'm like, he wasn't protecting me. He was smearing my name at work to people I don't even know. Telling people I'm crazy, that he had to do everything, that, you know, whatever. And I just like look back and I'm like, why? And he must have been saying like I'm a nag and stuff. Like when that guy said, you're right, you know, she is a nag. When I told you guys that story. But I look back and it's like, he always talked crap about me, and all I did was talk good about him. And I had no idea he was always talking crap about me. That was the difference between me and him. I loved him. And I still love him. Even with his cruelty, I still love that man. Oh, I am so sorry. I can only imagine. Yeah, he's a sociopath. I try to remind myself that, Shan, I did the best that I could. Was I ever perfect? No, I was not. You know, there was times I wasn't communicating. But there was times where I should have put my foot down and be like, hey, why are you sleeping until 3 o'clock every day? On your days off where I barely see you, why are you sleeping until 3 o'clock? You know, I should have put my foot down. Like, that's being selfish. I'm like, this is when we had my daughter and my son was a newborn. I'm like, the kids want to see you. I would like to see you, and you're sleeping until 3 o'clock and I'm here doing everything by myself, you know? Or I should have put my foot down when I had to pack up every single house we lived in and moved. Like PCS, I did it all. Like, he was making a video when we moved into our last house and I was unpacking the house. He was making videos with someone. He could have been home helping me, but no, he was off making corn when I was unpacking the house. It was absolutely, I look back and I'm like, he didn't love me. This is not love. He was a gold digger. People always say, oh, women are gold diggers for their money. No, he was a gold digger for my services and my labor. I did so much. And I'm kind of at that point, like, I used to always have my house spotless. Now that I think I'm subconsciously, purposely not having my house spotless right now, because it's almost like a big F you to him. Like, I am almost like, I don't want the house spotless right now. What's the point? Why am I gonna keep busting my butt to clean all day just for it to be messy again? Why? You know, I like a clean house, yeah, sure. But it almost subconsciously is like, why? He wanted the clean house, and then he told me he didn't at the end. It's so hard. It was so hard. And there was things I wanted to say, but it was hard because if I said certain things, it would push him away. It would push him from, you know, opening up. So I always had to tread lightly with him because he always almost victimized himself. Like, I look back and it's like, there was a time when we had because I was angry because I was doing it all. I was trying to carry in groceries. The kids were, you know, grabbing at me, and I'm lifting a lot of heavy groceries, and he's just sitting there. And I'm like, can you help me? I'm like dragging the stuff. The kids are, you know, I'm holding one kid in the arms, dragging all these groceries. I'm like, can you help me? And, you know, stop your bitching. Or he's like, stop bitching. I'm like, I should have said something like, hey, no, get off your ass and do something. Be a man and do something. You see me carrying a kid, carrying groceries, got one on my leg. Super Dozer, why do you keep coming in? I keep blocking you. Why do you keep coming in? If you're kind of a glutton for punishment, and it kind of explains your IQ level. If you don't like seeing something, you wouldn't or if you don't like something, you don't continue to do something that you don't like. So it kind of says a lot to me that maybe you're a little special, because I'm not saying poor me. What am I supposed to get? I don't view myself as a victim. I'm discussing so other women and men don't experience the same things I've experienced. It's not about poor me, give me sympathy, blah, 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 blah. Give me your money, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm just sharing my story. It's for my healing. It has nothing to do with getting something out of it. The only thing I'm getting out of it is healing. Oh, he's in here all the time. He's in here all the time. He sits here and watches all the time. I see him come in. And he complains that I am talking about it, but yet he sits here for hours. And he comes in here every single day. And I'm like, why don't you block me? Isn't that weird? Like, you were saying you don't like watching me, but then you're watching me. Like, you lack any critical thinking skills. That's very weird. That's very weird. I'll teach you some critical thinking. It's odd. Like, why would you... Like, I'm not going to sit here and watch something I don't want to watch, but he'll sit here in here for hours watching. It makes no sense. I'm not going to sit here and do something I don't want to do. What the heck? Like, you're an adult. Thank you, Nicole, for the heart me. You know, I have a lot of those kind of people that come in here. I hope so. Oh, hey, Nicole. That's what I hope my story does help people, because I look back, I didn't realize a lot of these things were control. A lot of these things were abuse. Thank you, Nicole, for the Go Popular. I didn't realize a lot of these things were him being controlling. I didn't realize I was being isolated on purpose. I didn't realize a lot of the things were abusive, like abusive behavior. I had not a single clue. And that's why I'm like, as I'm waking up, looking at, like, reflecting on things, I want other women to be like, hey, maybe this is happening to me and I'm not even realizing it yet. Because I spent many years with him and taking behavior I shouldn't have taken. He thought providing for me meant he loved me. Him giving me gifts meant he loved me. But he was putting me at risk for disease, hurting me with his hands. That's not love. You can't tell someone you love them. You can tell someone you love them all day long. Words mean nothing without action. Mean nothing for action. I hope everyone, that's one thing I hope people take from this, is love means nothing, or words mean nothing without action. If there's no action behind it, that's not love. I would have to beg him to help me. I'd have to beg him to help me with the kids. Hey, can you, I would have to ask. You don't need to ask your spouse to do something. They should just do it. You see something, you do it. That's what I would do. If I saw something that needed to be done, I did it. And then you're almost in denial too, Queen. Like, I was in denial, like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And I'm like, it was bad. I was so isolated. I was by myself. I had no friends, really no family, because he was starting to put a little birdie in my ear about my family not liking me. Like, oh, I don't even know why you still talk to them when they talk to you like that. Or I'm surprised you even still talk to them. And that's the hard thing. And he even knows this too. He knows, and he has always said, I wish I could be genuine like you, and I wish I had the heart like you did. He always said that to me. But it's like, why is he saying these things and then saying all these lies and being cruel about me behind my back? It makes no sense. Like, what did I ever do to you for you to have such hatred towards me? I'm like, all I did was ever love you. All I ever did was support you Was I a perfect wife? No. Were there times I got upset? Yes. But I never put my hands on you. I never, belittled you or emasculated you. He would often always say that too. Something about how I intimidated him. He used to say that a lot, how I would intimidate him. And I don't know what that means when he said that. That's one thing I don't... Oh, one thing I'm going to say though. Since I started the GLP, soda doesn't even taste good anymore. Oh yeah, he knew he was doing wrong. And now he's like... Now it's like I'm dealing with the ramifications of that. I get people in here, which I'm sure is a girlfriend or family, attacking me for what? People don't know what happened behind closed doors. Even his own family. His own family doesn't know what happened behind closed doors. You barely talk to him. You don't know what happened. That's what I think too. Like I'm kind of hyper independent, but that comes from, trauma and I'm working through a lot of things. And that, seeing my mom being hyper independent, that's not normal. That's not normal having to do it all. She was married to my stepdad and he would do nothing. He'd be on the couch all day after work and my mom would be, and you'd sleep in, forever. And I just look back, I'm like, wow, I thought that was normal. And then when I'm doing that with my husband, that's not normal behavior. That's not, even though I knew it wasn't right, because I'm like, why am I doing everything? Why am I overtired, taking care, waking up to nurse my son, and he wouldn't even wake up because he had work in the morning. I'm like, you couldn't change a diaper for me in the middle of the night? I'm like, I still have to take care of a toddler and stuff in the morning. Good morning, twin Mimi. How are you doing? But I look back and it's like, I remember when I first had my son and I was like, oh, can you, change his diaper for me? I'm really tired because I had a C-section. I was in the hospital for a while because I had preeclampsia and HELLP syndrome. So I was in the ringer. I was exhausted, not just, from giving birth, but my body went through a lot. And then I started a medication for my heart. So I was very tired. And I'm like, can you just change his diaper for me tonight if he needs a diaper change? No, I got work in the morning. And he'd be snoring away at, my son for a while, because he was a preemie, he was getting up every hour and a half to nurse. And I'm like, can you please help me? I'm so tired. I can't just take naps. I got, our toddler, I'm trying to heal from this, surgeries, the HELLP syndrome. I was a mess. And I had no one. I had no help. And he would just sit there, it was, and he picked on me for, I remember having, after you give birth, everything is getting flushed out. And I remember I had an accident because, you bleed heavy. And I went right through my pants because, it was really heavy because, you just had a baby and whatever. And he picked on me for that. He goes, oh, it's so disgusting. He goes, go take care of yourself. And I didn't even realize it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm too busy taking care of kids by myself. I'm too busy trying to make dinner, clean the house while, healing from a C-section. And then he was like, oh yeah, and this is the time too, he wanted to get out of the Army. And here I am trying to heal from the C-section, trying to take care of the kids on my own. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to get out of the Army. And I'm like, we have new babies. I'm like, we don't have money for you to get out of the Army. We don't have jobs lined up. So here I am in a panic trying to find a job somewhere because he didn't even know where he wanted to move to. And I'm applying to jobs left and right. And I'm still not even cleared to, work or anything or lift a bag of flour. And here I am scrambling and he's not looking for a job. And I'm looking for housing. I'm like, how are we going to afford an apartment when we have no money? I look back and I'm like, why did you put up with that stuff, Christina? Why? What, for love? For help? wasn't getting any help. The only help I got was financial sometimes, but you know what? at the end of the day, we're so far in debt because of his addictions. Is it really help? You know, I look back and I'm like, Christina, you should have woken up. Baby Dunk, I'm telling you now, I did everything. Every time we moved, we have a lot of stuff. Every time we moved, I packed and unpacked the house. That was every 2 years. I was packing and unpacking the house, with the exception of 1 year when we had the military move us. Yeah, when I tell you it was a circus, it was a circus. So if anyone, like, I need to stop too. This is my thing too. Like, I know a lot of his family or a girlfriend comes in here. I need to stop defending myself because I know the truth. I know what happened behind closed doors. My kids even know, for stinking sakes. They knew I do everything. I have to remind myself that I don't have to continue to defend myself because I know what is the truth.
Mom,
What, babe?
I got an egg.
Oh, you finally got an egg? Woo!
Oh,
Maybe you'll get another one.
that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're the best.
That's what I'm trying to do, Twin Mimi. I'm trying to look back and I'm like, ew, that is not a man I want to be with. I want a man, you know? Good morning, Skylight. I want a man that's not afraid to take out the trash or doesn't have to be asked to help me out around the house, that takes me out on dates, that, you know, says nice compliments, that, you know, cherishes me and values me and doesn't look at me as an object. Just hit my first. You can do, Mackenzie, you can do it, honey. I hope you can get out. Please, if you... Last night I had a big discussion on things. Someone asked me what to do for all of this, how to leave and stuff. So I should make a video of things that I did to leave, just so you're safe. No, Dulce, they are off for winter break. He was off all week last week because he was sick. Exactly, Robert. That's what I need to learn. Like, I get upset. When I'm like, last night there was another woman named Olivia that came into my chat last night, and she was like, "Oh, see, you're belittling your husband in front of your son," and I'm like, "I'm not though." Saying to man, even my son was like, "Mom," like after I got off the chat, he was like, "Mom, saying man up doesn't mean you're belittling him. Dad needed to man up." I'm like, exactly. Because my kid has 141 IQ. When I tell you my son is bright, that kid scares me because he's smarter than I am. He's smarter than I am. Way too many women. Yes, so many women are, they're so, like, I look back at my mom. My poor mom, was doing everything.
I got an angel.
Ooh, I like your angel. Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I look back. What you
like my gingerbread house?
I do. You did a nice job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Get some rest, buddy. You look tired.
Hold on. Look at that one. I put some chocolate on his face.
That's so cute. I like your little snowman you made.
Yeah, I needed the Hershey gas.
That's so cute, buddy. I like it.
Thank you.
But yeah, I look back though, baby dog, that there's so many women that, like, I look at my mom, like when I was saying it, I was looking at my mom and I'm like, she did everything. And I can see why she was so burnt out. My mom was so burnt out. You know, she was short-tempered sometimes, but it's because she was, you don't realize it until you look back. It's because she was doing it all. She was working multiple jobs, taking care of kids, taking care of the household. And then when she got married, it was like all the same. And I just look back and I'm like, I should have gave my mom more grace. She was often short with us, but I look back, I'm like, my mom was tired. She was tired. I'm sure she had a level of depression, doing it all by ourselves. Yeah, and that's too, Mackenzie. I don't want my daughter to think this is okay. I don't want my son, because he's going to be a man one day. I don't want my son to ever think this is what you do to be a man, because it's not. I know, he's got the cutest little voice. Oh, he's a mama's boy. He loves his mama. Exactly, baby Donka. I would have done the same. I would have done the same. I'm just trying not to say it out loud, but I probably would have done the same. I probably would have never gotten married. But I will say that I learned, like, this whole process, I've learned a lot about myself. One thing I did learn about myself is, even though he was so cruel to me, and he did the things that he did, I'm not going to lose that ability to love somebody. Oh, thank you for the roses, baby Dunk. I am not going to lose my ability to love somebody just because he was nasty to me. And I haven't lost my kindness. I haven't lost my compassion throughout this process. And that's one thing I'm proud that I have been able to retain from this entire thing, is not losing everything of me. No matter how hard things have gotten, no matter how scared I've gotten, how much I've broken down, I'm still got this big heart, and I'm still, willing to love someone one day. Yes, baby.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, baby.
We're going to watch our Christmas movie because we got to catch up.
Well, that's why I was doing this early, so we could do some Christmas movies and make some popcorn and stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. Let's go.
That sounds great?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get something to drink, though, bud.
What can we supposed to drink?
And your strength will create your love with your kids. That's what I'm hoping. But I like it too, because my kids will tell me how strong I am, and there's like times I'm like, oh, I don't feel strong. I feel weak. That's what I'm hoping, Twin Mimi. I want them to be better than me. I want them to be better than their father. That one thing, I don't care what my kids do for a living. I don't care how much money my kids make. The only thing that is important to me is that they are good people, that they strive to be the best that they can be. That's all I ever want for my kids. Oh, thank you, baby dog. I appreciate it. And that's one thing my husband would tell me all the time. He goes, you're a good mom. I wish I had a mom like you. Oh, thank you, Shan Marie. I love my kids. Oh, yeah, that's one thing I'm learning. Carolyn, I don't plan on dating anytime soon. The next year, 2 years, I'm going to focus on myself, finding out who I am. I'm going to be starting therapy, like really starting, because like last week or the week before, I had my intake. So now I'm going to really start to talk about things. So, and I've been reading a lot of books. I mean, a lot of books. I don't want to be codependent. I want to be okay if someone wants to leave me. I want to be confident in myself that it's okay, that it's not me personally. Good morning, Melissa. Jake Johnson gives me love and affection. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the kids to get into something, but there's such a long wait list because where I'm at, I'm in a very rural area. So I'm trying to figure that one out. It's just, I want to be better. Good morning, Granny. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nakia. I am so sorry. That's what I've been trying to look for. So the domestic violence the domestic violence organization YWCA in my area, they aren't the greatest. Like I work in community and human services myself, so that's why I was able to find a lot of the resources that I was able to find, because things I've learned in school and things like that. And they just, I don't know, they were kind of rude every time I've called them. The Codependency Recovery Plan by Crystal. I'll have to look into those. Because I am all for books. I read a lot. I'm working on this one, How to Break a Trauma Bond book. Hi, Dana. Oh, I've heard about Rewired. That's actually on my wish list. Jake Johnson, the actor, kicked Liam butt for hitting. Oh, I have no. Oh, that's. Well, I'm glad that he got his payback, Nakia. Amira, if I'm saying your name right, I am writing a book. I've got about, I think it was like 54,000 words now in my book. Yeah, you know what the humming is? It's my washer right above. I'm in a very old house, so like right above me is the spare bedroom that they turned into a laundry room, so you can hear the humming. I didn't realize it was that loud for you guys. Yeah, so I've been writing a lot. I just type. I eventually have to, piece it together. But I've kind of pieced together the first 30 chapters. But I think I might do a chapter, like, of my early life. Because then I think it would make sense to why I got into the relationships I did. Oh, you're welcome, Jordan Finn. Thank you. I really needed a rose toy. I really appreciate that because, you know what? It's been a while, so thank you for the rose toy. What's your favorite food? Salad or pizza? Waffles? I don't have a boyfriend because I'm still legally married and I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. I love food. I'm a foodie. I like pizza. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's the washer going because it's like literally directly above my now it's going to hear it louder. You can hear the stuff. I know, Melissa, someone said that they're sending me one. You're like Jordan, was it Jordan Fink? That's so sweet of you. Like that is some self-help. Thank you. I am legally married. I know. At least someone's thinking about my health. Like that's gonna be awesome for me mentally. Like I need something like that. So thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I come on here all the time. I'm always sharing the things that I've gone through. And I like the trolls like to say I'm doing it for attention, but I am doing it for attention. I'm doing it for attention and awareness that this can happen to anybody. That even the sweetest, most kind-looking young face, the sweetest little face, can be a monster. I know. Hey, Jordan, everyone wants you to bless the room with a rose toy. But like, people like think I'm doing this for sympathy. People think I'm doing this to dog my husband and run my husband's name through the mud. No. I was debating on even doing something like this because I worried about how it would make him feel. And I'm just like thinking, did he care about how I felt when he was with hundreds of women and men? Did he think, did he care about when he was spending thousands and thousands of dollars on women? Or missing out on things with the kids because he was traveling to go make corn? So then that's what made me like, it's okay for me to talk out about my experiences as long as I tell the truth. I don't do that to defame him, slander him. I will never, that's one thing about me, I will never lie to people about him. I try to stick to the facts. I try not to elaborate. I try not to embellish because you have to tell the truth. You can't embellish it. If I don't have an answer or, or something, I just don't say it. Oh, thank you, Queen Dabs. I'm so glad that you're in here too. Yeah, do not compare. That's a hard thing too. I have to reframe everything. I'm trying hard. It's a challenge every day to continue to keep pushing on, to, try not, this is my biggest thing, is trying to protect him. What am I protecting him from? And I have to try to tell myself, he never protected me. Why am I protecting him? Exactly. F him, Trish. Good luck at your neurologist appointment. He can't right now. We have an order of protection until July, so he can't see the kids right now. And he probably wouldn't want to see them until he's got, he tries to. I'm sure this is what I have a feeling that when I'm trying not to say it out loud, I have a feeling if he has a girlfriend, because he tells lies, when he gets a girlfriend, he's going to try anything in his power to make himself look like a good dad, and that I'm this evil woman. So I think once he gets a girlfriend, he's going to really try to fight hard for our son. I have this gut feeling, and I think there was already someone in here last night that was his girlfriend. I have this gut feeling. I'm trying not to say it out loud so he doesn't hear, but I just have this gut feeling that it's going to get bad. I know this is not the end. I know 100%. But yeah, he's manipulating everybody. Like, I just think back of all the lies that he's told, even his chain of command, and they still believe him. Like, are you that brainless? Like, do you lack any critical thinking skills? Like, they were still believing him when he said that he lived on a reservation. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? He's never lived on a reservation. And then he lied in one of his videos that he was some kind of Indian. It started with an S, Samal, I don't know what it was. And I'm like, what? Yep, they make all, and he told everyone I was dead. He told all of his girlfriends. He had a girlfriend when I got my military order of protection. He stayed with her for a week. He cried to her every night saying I was dead. Her name's Chloe. He cried to her every single night, crying that me and the kids were dead, gone. Yup. There's something, and I'm sure he's manipulated the therapist too. Yes, what is that? I don't know what kind of, is that a Native American? What is that? He wrote that. He is lost in the sauce. He is lost in the sauce. Because what? Damn, he is crazy. He's from California. So he has some Native American in him because he's Mexican. But he would be like, I'm Yaqui or I'm Chumash. That's nuts. He's crazy. I'm telling you, he's crazy. I didn't realize that was a Florida tribe. He's nuts. He's not even from Florida. He'd go to Florida all the time. That's where he'd get all of his lookers from. He would go to Florida all the time. That's where he would make his videos too. What a nut. Holy crap. I'm just in shock right now because what a nutbag. Maybe that's where they were going to go and look for him. He is nuts. Yeah, there's something disturbing about him. There is something, like, the more I find out, the more I'm disturbed. Yeah, he is nuts. He's not even from Florida. He doesn't have family from Florida. They're all from out California, some from Mississippi, supposedly. I don't even know if that's the truth. But he's mostly everyone is from California. And he's never lived at a reservation. He lived outside in a small town called Galt out near Sacramento. That is so nuts. Because that's so nuts. He is crazy. After I heard, though, that he told people that I was gone and that our kids were gone in a car accident, I was so disturbed. That disturbed me more than anything. Like, you completely erased your kids. You completely erased me. That's scary. He is a shame. That's what I think. And I know he hates himself because he told me, he goes, I hate myself. And anytime I would compare my son to him, he goes, don't you ever effing compare him to me. He's nothing like me, blah, 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 blah. Oh, he is telling people that, Melissa, he told people that he grew up on a reservation. And because they were, when he was on the run, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to go look at the reservation he grew up on. And I was like, because they called me, I was like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, the reservation he grew up on. I'm like, my husband never grew up on a reservation. And they're like, well, where is he from? I'm like, California. And he grew up in a small town, like a rural town, in the same house he was brought home from the hospital in. It is a pattern. They hate themselves. I'm not only focusing on him, Carolyn. I'm just talking about, like, I look at all of these signs and I look back in trying to process things. Yeah, Dana, I'm trying to process it because it's like you look back and it helps me to figure out, whoa, okay. So it's nuts. It's absolutely bonkers to me that he would lie about these things. Like, it's weird. It is it's mentally disturbing. And if people think this is normal, it's disturbing to me. Like, very, very disturbing. It creeps me out, the lies that I've heard that him say. Like, for instance, he would lie about childhood abuse that never happened. And his family said, even his siblings have said, none of that ever happened. He said he had to, I'm trying to say it without getting bananaed. He had to injure an animal to protect himself, that he had to unalive this dog to protect himself with a shovel. And I asked them about that, and they said that is a complete lie. He said that he was lusted by an uncle that doesn't exist. He said, yeah, it's my dad's brother, my dad's half brother. And then I asked both sides of his family, I'm like, did his dad have a brother? No, he didn't even have a half brother. He only had sisters. And then their dad didn't ever bring anybody home. Yep. And then he told me that he had a girlfriend named Heidi in high school. After he told me he's never been with anyone. That's when I kind of caught on. He told me that this woman in high school, or this girl in high school, passed away from a car accident. I looked this woman up. She does not exist. This girl does not exist. I looked in his school roster. I looked in obituaries. I looked through and through. This girl did not exist. Good morning, Meg. Exactly. After I heard that, I got actually scared to go in my car because I'm like, did he cut the brakes? Did he do something? It was always a car accident. Or another thing, these guys he would talk about that he worked with all suddenly were deceased. And then he would stop talking about them. So I wonder if these guys that he was talking about were really lovers. Twin Mimi, I have no idea. I've always thought that. I don't know. And it's so hard because when he's doing something to me, he'd be like, oh yeah, my dad, choked me out and blah, 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 blah. So that's why I do it. He just tries to use things as excuses. But I try so hard to, Twin Mimi, to wrap my head. I'm like, was this something that happened to him and he doesn't, like, he's suppressing it? Exactly. I have no, and that's what his sister said. His sister, who's also a police officer, she told investigators, yeah, I think he's a sociopath. He's always been a pathological liar since he was a kid. And she even said that I wouldn't be surprised if all of Christina's marriage was a lie. She even said that. So it's like, what, like, and that's the hard thing, because I'm like, oh, maybe something did happen to him, because I'm very, and that's one thing that I noticed with him too. You can't I don't know what I was saying, but like, it is nuts. Like, the day before I went back to Georgia, because I had a TIA in 2023. Excuse me. I had a TIA, so I went back to my family's house for a while, and then I came back to Georgia when he got back from rotation, because I didn't want to be by myself if I had another medical emergency because of my lupus. So the day before I get on the plane with the kids, he calls me and he's distraught. I'm like, babies, what's wrong? He goes, I need to tell you something. I'm like, oh God, he's telling me he's cheating on me, because I had a gut feeling. And he goes, oh, I was almost raped by two guys in ski masks in the showers when I was in Poland. So I'm asking him questions, because I find it very weird that he's saying it the night before. And so I'm asking questions, and he's like, yeah, they never touched me though. I'm like, so how do you know they were going to grape you? And I think he had some with men that week, and he felt ashamed and he wanted to see how much I would take. So he came up with the story that he was almost raped. Yep. Oh yeah, I'm not, Carolyn, I am never going to be able to rationalize the irrational. It's just me trying to process it, because my entire adult life, my entire marriage was all a facade. It was all fake. It was a lie. So I'm trying to just process. Like, I look back, and it's not about focusing or fixating on the lies. It's trying to help me to better understand my life, to decipher what was reality, what was fantasy. It's not about trying to understand him. I'm never going to be able to understand. He's mentally ill. I'm never going to be able to fully understand him. He's obviously sick. No one that is not sick would make up such lies, especially to people you work with, to women that don't care your background because you're just there for a transaction. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. Yep, and that's what I think it was, Shan, testing the reaction. So, Carolyn, so I bring this up too because, when I'm saying these things, at the time, even when I found out about the fake rape of two guys in ski masks, which made no sense, and I'm going to add, my husband was a SHARP representative. If you're in the military and you know what that is, it's disturbing. So thank you, Granny. He dealt with people with SA, actual harassment. He was their representative. And so I go, why didn't you, I was trying not to judge because this, it took me a while to come forward. But I'm like, you're the SHARP representative. Why didn't you reach out to someone if you were almost attempted to be great? And why are you telling me the night before, literally the night before, like hours before I were to get onto the airplane, why not wait until I get back to tell me? So it's just, I look back and I'm like, I can't remember the movie. I think it's called The Talented Mr. Ripley. I think that's what not Matt Dillon. What the heck is his name? Is it Matt Dillon? I think that's what that movie is. And this guy is just like a pathological liar. Hey, Sass. So it's very scary. And people are like, oh, you're fixating it. No. You know how scary this is? It's so disturbing. It's terrifying. Like, I feel like I am in a movie. Like, I feel like I have to question my own reality sometimes because none of it's making sense to me. Like, it's just, like, how do you make sense of this? It's terrifying. The lies that I was told, like all these people that were passing away and all of his. And this is what I wondered too, because I remember there was, and I can't speculate because I don't know the answer. I tried to look him up. There was nothing about him either. I think that there was a man. He said he looked up to him like a father that is in the military. I never found, his name is Sergeant Timms. And I looked him up to see if he actually did become this, I hate freaking TikTok, pass away. And he didn't. And he used to talk about him a lot too. There was like 3 men he would always talk about, or like the Sergeant Brown who said that supposedly committed suicide and he didn't. And he used to talk about him every single day. So it's just very creepy to me. He was, and that's what his mother even said, because when we were dating and, you know, married and stuff, I guess he was like talking about his one friend Dorothy all the time. That's all he talked about. I don't know if they dated, they were doing stuff together, or he just had an obsession with him, like a crush on him, because I guess all he did was talk about them, like almost giddy. Like he wouldn't talk about me like that. He was really giddy about this guy. Like all he talked about was this guy, never talked about me to his family. It was just this guy. And his sister, because she was in high school at the time, she was like, oh, it was like he had a man crush. Exactly, Dana. I don't even think he knows who he is. I don't think he knows who he is. And it's sad. It is so sad. Even his family thinks he doesn't know who he is. I don't think he knows who he is. He's had to pretend, he's had to lie for so long. He doesn't know who he is. He's lied to me for 13 years. That's a long time not knowing who you are. It's just, overall, it's extremely sad to me. It's to me, I cry at times because when I posted him in his banana hammock, those pictures and him in those tidy whities, I looked in his eyes and they were so empty. And he didn't even get paid for that photo shoot. I found out it was for free. I look in his eyes and it's just like this emptiness. And, you know, as horrible as it may sound, I mean, make jokes about him in his banana hammock. I cried, and not for myself. I didn't cry for myself. When I saw those pictures, I cried for him, because to me, his eyes looked so empty and so sad. Yeah, there's just something, I don't know. It was just it broke my heart because he looked like a little boy lost. He looked like a little boy lost to me. And, you know, I need to stop having as much empathy and compassion for him. But I had so much empathy and so much compassion for him that when I saw that, I cried. I cried. It broke my heart. It broke my heart seeing him like that. But just like this emptiness. Like he degraded himself to wear a banana hammock. And exactly, I try to keep dialogue open with my husband. And he knows I would never judge him. I'm like, Jordy, and I kept alliterating it, like, Jordy, you can open up to me. I'm never going to judge you. I love you for who you are, you know? And he even wrote in cards, I love you. Thank you for loving me with all my flaws. And I'm like, Jordy, I love you. I love you so much. Please open up to me. I'm worried about you. You've been, you know, angry. Because he was very angry, and it made me sad. Oh, no, you're fine, Amira. And that's the thing. A lot of the things that he needed to meet, he refused. Like, he would say he told me that his parents only got his brother a car. And I guess that was false, that they offered everybody a car once they turned 16. And then he refused to get his license. I was the one that had to teach him to get his license. I'm like, you need to learn how to get your license. And so I taught him how to drive to get his license. I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, he didn't want those things. I guess so, Paul. So what do his parents think now? His parents said that they are disowning him. They want nothing to do with him because they smeared them through the mud. So his siblings are in law enforcement, and his brother is also or his father is also in law enforcement. And because of his crap, they had investigators, and there was that nationwide bolo out. So they had to get interviewed at work because that's their son and brother. They know who he is. They had to get interviewed at work because, like, why is your brother on the run? And not to mention the lies that he's telling about everyone and everything. It's disturbing. It was very disturbing. Literally disgrace. I think there are some family members that are still holding on because they believe him. But it's just, that's one thing I can't do. I can't lie about this kind of stuff. I can't. I don't even know how. I wouldn't even be able to come up with this stuff. I never thought in a million years my husband would be doing the things that he did, or the lies. Like, who lies about being molested? And I think at times he said those things because I was opening up to him. Even after seeing pics. Yeah, like it said, he looked empty to me. He looked empty to me, Amira. He looked very empty. Like his eyes were just. I have a post in there that said, I wrote, Doherty, I wish you were able to open up to me. And his eyes were just black and just not there. Like, there's no light behind his eyes. Oh yeah, he wants sympathy. He tries any which way to get any kind of sympathy from anybody. He works very hard to get sympathy, and he gets it. He gets it, and he knows how to. This is the thing people don't understand too. My husband is extremely, extremely bright. This is not like, a low IQ person and whatever. No. Him and my son are gifted. Like, actually gifted. He's highly intelligent, which makes, the sociopathy even more real. He's highly intelligent. If I recall correctly, he has an IQ of 136 or 140. I can't remember which. My son has a 141 IQ. Like, he's gifted. He could be on Mensa. So it's frustrating because that's all he wanted was empathy. Everything he did to me flipped back onto him why he was doing it to me. And I go, no. I go like this, no. You don't get to do that. You don't get to excuse your behavior for what happened to you as a child. I go, no. I go, I had a lot of horrible things happen to me as a child. I would never do the things that he did to me, to anybody. just because I had a bad childhood. It's like, get over it. Work through it. You can't keep using that as an excuse to why you're behaving the way that you are. Your behavior, it can explain some behavior, but it's not going to explain abusive behavior. It's not going to explain, the lies that he is saying. Yep, and that's what, like, it was always my fault. Everything was always my fault. I'm like, no matter what I did or didn't do, it was my fault. Why he wasn't getting promoted fast enough, my fault. What else? Like, we couldn't travel, it was my fault. We didn't have any money, it was my fault. He does need, he's supposedly in therapy right now, but is he actually doing therapy, or is he just lying the entire time? Because he's probably manipulating them, because the military therapists are horrible. He's probably manipulating them. Believe it or not, most therapists won't even see individuals with personality disorders or ASPD, because they're easily able to manipulate situations, and a lot of them won't even see them. That's what I learned from my uncle and my mom and stuff, because my uncle's a doctor, and he's worked psych and stuff. If he's not willing to get help, exactly. And that's what this is what I got so angry about too. So they told me, they're like, oh, he's following through with treatment and he's going to work. And I go, okay, so that it allows him to go off post after what he did after running. And I'm like, it makes no sense, because I'm like, he was in therapy when he ran off too. He's playing you guys like a fiddle. Exactly. Trauma, because I've had people tell me, oh, just get over it. Why are you still talking about it? A lot has happened since April, and a lot has happened the last few months. I'm like, I was on the run for my life. Literally for my life. Hotel to hotel, dingy hotel, because I couldn't afford it. I was scared. Rita, he is in Georgia. Did y'all know that? Oh, I could believe it, Carolyn. It's just frustrating. He's nuts. He's nuts. And it makes me sad, because I've seen patterns with him for years. Like, I'm like, Babs, I tried to encourage him to get therapy. I go, Babbies, it's okay to get therapy. It's okay, because he would always talk about his mom. He was very obsessed with his mom. When I tell you, he hasn't talked to his mom in like 10 years, other than this one random phone call and then one phone call with his sister, which is disturbing. So his sister almost passed away from a DD who hit into her patrol car. I hate having used TikTok. He passed away. She almost did. She destroyed all of she broke all the bones in her face. Had to get reconstructive surgery. She almost didn't make it. So when we found this out, he only called them once, and that was the only time that he talked to them, and it was very short. And I told him to text them, we're going to give them $1,000 so his family can stay, because I'm like, Jordan, I don't care how much you don't like them, whatever, but your sister needs their mom and her mom and dad, and it's going to be expensive missing work and being able to sit in the hospital with her. So I'm like, let's take out $1,000 and give it to them. And he was like, okay. So he did. And guess what? They never got the money. So what happened to that money? And then he didn't ever text them call or text them back about his sister, how his sister was doing. And it was weird, because he wasn't even crying that his sister was almost gone. It was just, yeah, my sister got in a bad accident. She might not make it. I'm like, what the world? And then I'm like, okay, and I was more distraught about it, because I'm like, why aren't you always said how much you loved your sister. But like, I try to understand too, people grieve differently, people worry differently and process things. His was just nonchalant. It was very bizarre. And I kind of looked at him like, even my sister texted my husband, and my sister was like, Jordy, I'm here for you if you ever need anything about your sister. I'm here to talk, or if you need a friend or whatever. My sister texted this, and he goes, okay. That's it. Just okay in a text message. Very creepy. Very creepy. And then the more I hear about it, I know I get so creeped out, Dana. I look back and I'm like, I'm creeped out. I'm very creeped out. So it's just like, oh, it's because Paul Allen wants to watch him. I don't know though. That's the hard thing though. My family always thought he was weird. They always told me they thought my husband was weird. They thought the things that he did was weird. Like anytime he would come over to the house, especially when we were living in New York and stuff, we would, go to family parties. We'd go over for dinners on the weekends or something when he was recruiting, and he would come over, never really talking, just sitting there with Clay, playing with Clay, and you could tell he was listening in. Because he would like look over and like this as he's playing with Clay to make sure he didn't look like he was listening in. And he would just sit there playing with Clay. And then my family came to visit me the month before I found out about the affair. My sister came in, and he was overly chatty, like over the top. It was very weird. And then when my mom came right after some of the really bad DV was starting, she was like, what is going on with him? I'm like, what? She goes, he is all over you. He was touching me inappropriately in front of my mom. He was like all over me. My husband never gives me any PDA, never. He was taking pictures of me and my mom and stuff, like me, my mom, and the kids and stuff, which he never does. He was like over the top touching me, caressing me. I'm like, Jordan, stop doing that. I go, one, you never do that. And two, why are you doing it in front of my mom? I go, it's very weird. Even my mom was like, that's so weird. He never even like does any PDA with you. He half the time he doesn't even look like he wants to be with you. And I'm like, yeah, it was it was bizarre. And I knew because he was trying to play it up to make me look like the bad guy. Because he said something. He said something negative, and I'm trying to remember. My kids told me he said something negative about me to my mom, and my mom was like, because a few weeks prior, I told her about the severe domestic violence that he did to me, and then the cheating and stuff, and she knows who he is, and I don't know. Granny, I have no idea. I don't know these people at all. He was just obsessed with his mom. I don't know. I don't know at all. But the thing is, I'm going to say this and you guys are going to be really creeped out. One of the videos he made looked like his deceased grandmother. She looked just like his deceased grandmother. One of the lookers he was with looked like his mother. It was disturbing to say the least, especially the grandma one. Very disturbing. And a 7-year-old now that just got... Oh, what happened? Oh, that's so sad, Granny. Yeah, I don't even know. So, Rita, I haven't really talked to his... So, what my husband did was he told his family that I was batshit crazy, that he had to take care of me. We lived with them for like 3 weeks, and I left because his family was being mean to me. But now I know why. Because my husband was saying shit about me to them, saying that I was saying certain things about them, which I wasn't, and I had no idea. So he told them I was batshit crazy. I decided, hey, I can't take this anymore. I just had a baby. Because this was when he got out of the army. And we were homeless and we had nowhere to go. So this was the only place we could go. And I remember I was so confused to why everyone was being mean to me in that house when I did nothing to deserve it. And it come to find out it was because my husband was talking to them. So I left. My aunt flew me back home. Because I'm like, I'm not dealing with this crap. I'm trying to deal with a baby. I was going to school full time then. I needed a job. I'm like, I can't deal with this crap. And then come to find out, he was always talking crap about his family to me. So I didn't want to talk, like, the abuse and this and that. So he was pitting me against them. So I didn't learn anything about him. And you see how that worked? Like he isolated me from his family so I didn't find out the truth. Like he's very cold-hearted. Very cold-hearted. And that's what I don't get. Why was he always talking crap about me? Did he resent me that much? Did he hate me that much? It's like, what did I do to him to make him hate me this much? Like, what? And it hurts because all I ever did to everybody was talk about how good he was. How old are my kids, Hollywood? 10 and 14. My 14-year-old is still sleeping. Yeah, but like, I know it has nothing to do with me. It's just, I think just as humans, we naturally gravitate, and because I have my own trauma, like, I have a lot of issues with abandonment. It's something I've been working on for years. I have my own issues with abandonment, and anytime someone does anything to me, I automatically think it's about me. Oh yeah, there's clearly something going on. Oh yeah, he was. And that's why when I was able to speak out, no one in his chain of command believed me. They still don't. They think this is just a domestic dispute. No. It wasn't just a domestic dispute. It wasn't him just cheating on me. Like, this man is psychotic. Like, he's nuts. And like his master sergeant was like, oh, is he at least a good dad? You think him doing all this constitutes him being a good father still? I'm like, damn. Yeah, no one believes me. My family believes me because I've seen him. They're like, he's nuts. They've been telling me for years that he's nuts. They're like, there's something about him, Tina. There's something about him, Tina. He's crazy. He's crazy. There's something creepy about him. You need to listen. They've been saying this to me for years. I didn't listen. They always said that he was creepy. There was something weird about him. I'll have to try mirror work, Carolyn. I've never done any of that before. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, it was very creepy. Like, my family warned me, like, Tina, you need to get out. There's just something off about him. And of course, when you love someone, and he was already putting seeds of doubt in my head that my family didn't love me, it just hurt. Hi, Tyler. So I started to believe him over my family. And I know that's often common with people that are dealing with this stuff. But I just look back and I'm like, I should have listened to my family. I should have, listened, and I should have, I don't know. I get angry at myself. I get very angry at myself that I didn't listen. Yep. You can see it. I look back I've read so many, books, even those with like Stockholm syndrome, and I look back after he did the things that he did, like the domestic violence. I'd almost beg for him, and I was apologizing for him doing what he was doing to me. I was apologizing. I'm like, I was begging for his love. I'm like, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me after he was hurting me. That's how much they warp your mind. I was like, please don't leave me. I love you. Why are you doing this to me? I love you. Please don't hurt me anymore. I love you. And I'm like looking back, like just from a few months ago, I'm like, Christina, what the hell? What the hell? That's exactly right. That's what I'm trying to remind myself, Twin Mimi. Even though there were horrible things that have happened to me throughout my life, they have shaped my views on the world. Um, One thing I am proud of myself with all the cruelness I have experienced in my life, not just from my husband, but all the cruelness I have experienced in my life. I realize that even with all that cruelty that I've endured, I'm still kind. I'm still caring. I still have that compassion where as many people, they would become cold and angry at the world. And I'm still here is trying to love everybody, trying to love myself and, not giving up on love just because someone was cruel to me. That's what I'm trying not to do, is trying to blame myself. I need to remind myself that, I was in the thick of things. I love this man. I never thought in a million years he would do the things that he did. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter or like outwardly angry. I do get angry, of course. Like yesterday, I was like freaking out on that person because I'm like, you don't know anything about me. Like when people talk about my kids or how I'm raising my kids, that's like where I get very angry because those are my kids. And one thing I pride myself in is how I've raised my children. He was, and it's so sad. Those arms that used to protect me and those hands that used to, like, I crave to hold me at night were the ones that were hurting me the most. It's crazy. Mirror work is where we say the things to ourselves that we need to hear. Oh, okay. So, yes, Carolyn, every morning I look in the mirror and I tell myself, because someone else told me to do that. Every morning I've been telling myself one nice thing about myself, even if I don't believe it. I'm going to keep saying it, like faking it until I make it, until I believe it. And that's what it was too, Shan. I made so many excuses for his bad behavior. I'm like, oh, it's because he had a bad childhood. It was because he hates himself. He's depressed. He's this. And I'm like thinking to myself, how much I hate myself and how depressed I am. And I've never done the things that he's done. I'm like, dang, I hate myself every day. I'm so depressed. Like, I'm on so many antidepressants, and I'm not here hurting people like physically or emotionally. I'm like, dang, dear Jesus. Thank you, Twin Mimi. I'm trying to share it, and it will make more sense when I am able to talk about more things. It's just such a fine line what I can talk about and what I can't talk about. Exactly, Carolyn. That's why, like, I was upset last night. There was someone coming in here like, "Oh, you're talking crap. You talk crap about their dad to the kids." I'm like, "No, I don't." My son even said that his dad wasn't even there. And they are the ones that heard him screaming at me. They heard the doors slamming, him throwing things. They've seen things, So the DV, the actual like physical stuff, didn't happen until I found out about one affair. And it was pretty severe. But I want to say around 2022, 2023, maybe around that time. My days are blending in. Every time we would have a discussion, that like normal discussions that you're supposed to have, like about the kids, about bills or whatever, he would always get up and he would go like, I know I look crazy because this is what he did. He would cock his head like this and he goes, and like he would do this to me all the time. And he would get up, punch his punching bag until his knuckles bled. And I mean, like, we're gushing. And I think that was around the time when he was really getting ramped up into his corn. We connect help.io. I'll have to look into that. I'll definitely have to look into that, Carolyn. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I really want to do, what is it, EMR? Because I know 100% I have postpartum, PTSD. I 100% I know I do. I get very startled easily. I have a lot of flashbacks. That's what I think he hated being married. I think he resented me. He resented the kids. He did not want to be married. He was angry all the time. Like, he didn't want to have any responsibilities, I think. I think he just wanted to take care of himself, and that's all. Because I think that was around the time he was starting the corn. Like, really rampant in the corn. I used to say, I'd be like, why? Like, he would come home so angry, he would just go punching at his punching bag till his knuckles bled. I even have a picture of him where his knuckles are all, all just covered in scabs. Because he would beat the crap out of it. And I just thought in my head at the time, I'm like, why do I feel like he wants to beat me up? Why do I feel like that he's thinking of me when he's hitting that? Because he didn't want to hear things that he was doing wrong. He did not want to hear, the things that he needs to do. He did not want to hear it. He wanted me just to take it. That's all he wanted. And at the end, he was like, oh, I wish I had a submissive wife, but I'm already married to you. And I was like, Jordan, do you realize how submissive I am? I go, I gave up my career for you because you wanted me to stay home with the kids. You wanted me to be at home. I cook you dinner every night, usually what you want me to make you. I dress the way that you want me to dress. I don't get tattoos because you told me not to get tattoos. That's submission. But his submission is what he didn't want me questioning him. He got very angry anytime I questioned him. I have had medical cannabis oil and stuff, and it helps me a lot with pain. Oh, he was full of rage, Shan. He was full of rage all the time. He was always at the punching bag. What was he rageful for? I don't even know. It's nuts. It's just nuts. He was so, and I'm like, why are you so angry? What is, like, I would try to be like, Jordy, what is going on? Tell me. And he wouldn't tell me. He would never tell me what was going on. I would fight and fight to get him to tell me what's going on. He wouldn't tell me what's going on. I'm like, Jordan, please just tell me. I go, I love you. I'm going to love you no matter what. That's why I gave him that grace period after I found out about that affair. I gave him 2 weeks. I go, after this 2-week mark, and I find anything that you're lying about and you're not being forthcoming about, I'm gone. You got 2 weeks to be able to open up about everything. So I go, I don't trust you. I don't believe that what you're saying is true. You got 2 weeks. You got a grace period of 2 weeks to tell me. And then there we go. Oh, yeah. He is clearly a smacks addict. You don't have that many escapades with someone if you're not. He is clearly an addict. There's no doubt about it. Oh, that's how I am too, Carolyn. I have lupus and I get a lot of pain. Like, my joints hurt all the time. Like, right now I'm back in my bed because I'm freezing. My daughter's still asleep. But yeah, so it's like, I look back and it's like, Christina, why didn't you love yourself more to get out? I could have been with someone that actually, and I even told him, I go, because out of anger, I'd be like, you know what? Any man would be lucky to have me, and you're here treating me like this. I can, after I go, any man would be lucky to have me. And he just he's just cruel. It's just sad. Overall, it's sad to me because it's like you hate yourself. But then, it's weird though because he's always lived in like a fantasy world. So I don't know if it's all just mental illness or he's just compartmentalized everything so well that he didn't think he was doing anything bad. That's why I wasn't allowed to explore myself actually with him because it would kind of dip into what he was doing with other women and men. Oh, most definitely, Carolyn. I read a lot. I would do more yoga. I should try to do that anyway. But it's so hard because my joints and stuff hurt so bad. And I know stretches and stuff are good, but like I can't even sit on the floor to do anything because it kills me. But yeah, it's just to me, I look throughout all of this and none of this stuff had to happen. It didn't. None of it had to happen. And he could have been he could have left me. He could have left me. And I gave him every opportunity to leave. Every opportunity to leave. And he just chose not to leave. But we all have our choices. I'm trying not to beat myself up. I'm trying to just continue to work through it. My biggest thing is stop missing him. What am I truly missing? I gotta stop. I'm like, oh, I miss him. And my kids are always like, Mom, don't you ever take him back. Don't you ever take him back, Mom. And I have to keep telling myself, don't ever take him back. Don't ever take him back. Because my kids are angry at him. They're scared of him. So it's just frustrating. When they see the things that they've went through, and your kids are seeing that, and for people to be like, oh, it's because you're telling them things. I'm like, no, they saw it. They've seen these things. They've experienced these things. I don't want. That's what I'm trying to do, Carolyn. That's what I've been doing. Or in my journal, I write anytime I'm missing him. I write down things that he did to me, and then I reread them. One thing I learned in therapy that I was doing really well in, because I was trying to gain myself self-confidence and stuff. I just had this feeling something was going on with him. I started therapy last year, and then he had me stop it, because I think he saw that I was, having a turning point. And what I would do that they taught me, instead of fixating on the negative of the day, like don't let one little event ruin your day, think of all the positives. So I've been trying to do that. I know I'm not Carolyn. I'm not going to put them through, or Caroline, I'm not going to put them through that. That's why I left. or they wouldn't have a mommy. So that's one thing I get angry because people are like, oh, you talk crap about their dad in front of them. I'm like, no, I don't. The things that I do say in front of them, they've experienced. I'm not going to talk about the corn. I'm not going to talk about the lookers. I'm not going to talk about any of those things in front of them. The things that I've went through, they witnessed. They were always home. They heard it. They have their own opinions of their father. I pray. It really is a powerful tool. It definitely is a codependency, but I'm breaking it because what am I really depending on? Nothing. Nothing at all. There was no dependence there. Like, I couldn't depend on that man for nothing. It's just I get stuck in that ruck where I think that I still love who I thought he was. I get stuck thinking that I can change him, and I can't change him. He's got to change himself. Good morning, Rosie. I get in a ruck thinking about how he used to be. And I need to stop because he's not that person. He's not the person anymore, at least. That's my issue. I have to work on, and I'm working on it hard. It's difficult. It's really difficult. But yeah, so I'm trying. It's hard. Yesterday I was just fuming because I was so angry. People were so nasty yesterday, and I just wanted to snap because it's like I'm doing the best that I can under circumstances. I'm fighting so hard for my kids, the best that I know how to, and people aren't seeing that, and it's just it's just frustrating, especially when I'm not doing something that they're accusing me of doing. Like, I'm sure it was a family member or a girlfriend that came in. It was just very upsetting. Exactly. I love, he was my big entire life for 14 years. But, you know, I'm trying to remind myself, look how easy it was for him to find a girlfriend for a week. And I'm pretty sure whoever came into my chat was another girlfriend. Like, he finds these people to pawn off of because he can't be alone. It's not real love. It's not real love at all. He's just finding someone to take care of him. That's all it is. He's looking for a house. So some of these women are so flattered by it. I'm like, no, he's running. He doesn't even want you. He's with you because you give him something. Oh, that's awesome, Carolyn. I know. I took parenting classes many years ago. I would instantly have anger. Oh yeah, I have anger. I have a lot of anger. People think a lot of it's just sadness. Me crying is me being angry. I'm not a yeller. I'm not a screamer. When I'm extremely angry, I cry and I just break down and cry. They show us what is missing. They don't show us exactly. It's just. Hey, Alyssa. It's just, I don't know. It's just hard. It's very, very hard. And, I don't know. It's just, the whole thing makes me sad. It makes me, you know, the real victims in this whole entire thing are my kids. That's where that's where I'm angry at, is the real victims are these kids. He could put his hands on me any day. He can do this and that, but the real victims are the kids. I'm not a victim. I refuse to be a victim. But I look at my kids and it's like they didn't ask for this. They didn't ask for dad, you know, to be selfish. They didn't ask for dad never wanting to talk to them or him hiding away. They didn't ask for any of this. Exactly. They see everything. And that's the thing too. People don't understand when they come into my chat. I don't talk about the corn and, you know, the infidelity and stuff in front of them. They've seen a lot of this stuff because they're home behind closed doors, you know, and people don't understand that. Like, they're hearing things. My son was telling me that dad was on the phone with girls all the time, and I had no idea. And he didn't know about all of this. He told me, he's like, Mom, yeah, dad was always on phone with girls. He would get up when we were hanging out together and he'd go make a phone call, and I went outside and he was talking to a girl and he said that he can't right now. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to set boundaries. I'm trying to show him don't take crap from nobody. Do not take crap from anybody, because at the end of the day, the only person that you got is yourself. And you can't self-abandon. I self-abandoned by not setting boundaries. I self-abandoned when I took it. He was, Shannon. I just can't talk about it. And he only got that way after I found out about one affair. He got very violent towards me. I just can't talk about the details because of the ongoing investigation. We learn, That's one thing I'm gonna really, the next couple years, I'm gonna really work on myself, find who I am, um, try to take care of myself better, mentally, physically, find things that make me happy, um, try to love myself, so I don't get into those things. Do I have child support? No. I'm still legally married to him, but no child support. But oh, Alyssa, see, my first baby, Alyssa, I was 2 weeks late with my first baby. 2 weeks late. He might come a little late, Alyssa, especially that being your first baby. I heard, was it pineapple juice? Drink a lot of pineapple juice. Keep spreading support. I have a daughter that. Oh no, I am so sorry, PRFO. I am so sorry that she's dealing with this. I hope she gets out because it makes me worried because it's hard to get out. It really is. They get you in a chokehold. Yeah, Alyssa, 2 weeks I was overdue with my daughter. 2 weeks. That's what it is too, Carolyn. I have always put my children first, but then I have to remember sometimes I have to put myself first because what am I teaching them when you're not taking care of yourself? It was painful, Alyssa. It was painful, but I ended up having a C-section. Did you do the ginger? Yep, we did the gingerbread houses last night, and we lit the menorah when we did the gingerbread houses. And then we listened to some Christmas music, and we had fun. And my adult daughter treats herself as I did, and that's what I worry about my daughter too. Have to work, Charles. Yeah, he's currently working right now, Teal. He's in the military. Oh, I got pictures. I'll have to see if I can make a video or something with the pictures I made or took. Me and him just kind of hung out. My daughter didn't want anything to do with it, but she's also a teenager. She doesn't like doing that kind of stuff with me. It was fun. We do it every year. I have little traditions like tonight. I don't know if I want to do it tonight or tomorrow, depending on the weather. Take them out and go look at the Christmas lights. That's what we usually do. We'll go look at the Christmas lights together, and do that together. So that's like fun to do. Oh, that's so sad, Carolyn. I'm so sorry. That's how it was for me. I haven't had many relationships. My daughter's father was abusive, more emotionally, and just very cruel to me. He was cheating on me all the time, but we were also kids. How was your? It's okay. The job is doing okay, Kimberly, but I don't work at all this week. They didn't put me on the schedule. And I'm like, how am I going to go a whole week without pay? They didn't put me on the schedule at all this week. I don't go back until I think the 28th. I'm like, lovely. No, I have a daughter. I have a son and a daughter. My son is 10 and my daughter's 14. Hi, Kristen. I have applied for so I'm renting this house from my mom. She's given me under market value for the next year to help me get back on my feet. But I'm scared because when she raises, I'm not going to be able to afford it. I can barely afford this rent. I'm just working at Walmart right now. I was working at an organization that served people with intellectual disabilities, but I had to leave because there was an incident at work where one of the people I support grabbed me by my hair and slammed my head into the table, and it was very, very triggering for me. And I had to put my 2 weeks notice in because I'm like, I can't do this right now because of the things that I just went through. So I'm like, I can't do it right now. Normally I can handle those things, but because of the last, 6 months have been hell, I'm like, I can't do it right now. I go, thank you for the opportunity. Right now, I just have to take a step back because things like this happen. A lot of them have behaviors because of their disabilities. Um, and this person has already slapped me before. Um, because, when we're trying to calm them down and stuff. So I'm like, it's getting too much. I don't get paid enough for this job. And two, I can't mentally deal with this right now because I instantly froze and I couldn't do the training that I did to get out of the hold where my head wasn't going to get slammed in the table because I just instantly blacked out. I just instantly thought of my husband. Um, so yeah, it's been a challenge. It has been a challenge. Um, but I'm trying hard. I'm trying hard. Trying very, very hard to keep pushing on, to keep fighting. It's okay, Livy. Sometimes like that things like that happen. That's why we do like training. Because we have this one guy that pretty much bulldozed another person we support into the ground. Working with that population is not for the weak. But it's challenging. No, and it was only getting, I have a bachelor's degree and I was only paying $19 an hour. I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not worth getting beat up every day. It's not worth it. Oh, I can do a lot of things, Kristen. I can work like at domestic violence shelters. I can work for like social services, like with food stamps, doing stuff with Medicaid. I'm trying to think what else. I can work at hospitals, doing like discharge planning. I can do just any kind of case management kind of things. Trying to think what else. I can do a lot. And that's the hard thing too, Kimberly. I haven't worked in so long, so no, I have like spotty, my resume is all spotty because I didn't work. But I can't find anything because I have no work experience. No one wants to hire me because they're like, oh, haven't you worked in 10 years, 10 plus years? So and this is why I left too, Livy. So we're supposed to have a 3 strikes rule at the facility that I was working at. So the 3 strikes were you couldn't place your hands on a staff member or another person that we support or their peers. That was the 3rd time this person has done something within a month, and they keep them because their parents know the director, or not the director, the CEO or something of the organization. So they pretty much were untouchable. I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting seriously injured, especially being on blood thinners and getting bashed in the head. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. Kristen, not crazy amount. Like the jobs that I've been looking for, the most I have seen is get paid 22 an hour. And it's like just not enough because I live in a very high cost of living area. And $22 an hour nowadays, especially being a single parent, I can't even stretch it. Like right now, I'm looking for another job because I'm like a whole week without pay. And then this job I'm getting $17.50. And I'm like, that's just not enough to live off of. Shan Marie, it is work. It is work. Exactly, Livy. So I did do that, Skylight. I have that. I was a stay-at-home mom. And I still can't really find anything. Yeah, but even teachers in this area, they don't get paid. And you have to have your master's in this state to be a teacher. You can do training on Google. You can say you were in school. That is true. I could do that. Yes, Carolyn, I'll follow you. Yep, so I'll eventually figure it all out. They really do. I feel like they do at times. And it's crazy. And this is what I try to hype up on my resume too. I'm like, I did the planning for moves, going from state to state on my own, while managing 2 kids, while managing a household, while trying to, do XYZ. It's just nuts. Oh, yes, Carolyn. I've looked at different things too. Like, I have my bachelor's in community and human services, and then I have my associate's in science, applied science. And then, what is my certificate in? I haven't even used it. What the heck is it in? I have some kind of certificate. I can't even remember. Because I haven't used it. I got it back in, 2000 and, I want to say 11. I can't even remember what the certificate's in. But, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go hang out with my kiddos for the day. Maybe I'll come on tonight if I have the energy. Ooh, if I have the energy. I'm going to go hang out with the little ones. Bye, guys. It was nice talking to you guys. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye, guys.